Okay, welcome back, students. We're doing the 2021 paper, and it's question 3 we're looking at now. So we want to put the following numbers in order, starting with the lowest. So 40%, we're going to convert all of these if they're not already done. So the third one is done. So we're going to convert them all to decimal. Then we'll compare. Okay, so 40% is 0.4, of course, but just in case you don't know that, we can put it in the calculator anyway. We get that it's 40% is 0.4. 5/12. We'll put in the calculator. Okay, now you might be seeing 5/12 equals 5/12. So just a quick one on that now is that if you want to go into your setup, sorry, shift, no, I said menu. Yeah, I'll do that again from clear. Shift so that you can get into setup and go into input output. And instead of outputting math, you can output decimal if you take option 2. Now the only difference here is that it'll give you the decimal answer, but if you want to see the exact answer, you can go SD, because this is a two-way relationship. So now, if you've done that on your calculator and under settings, 5/12 will report as a fraction. Okay, so we'll go in and show you the result again. And if you've set it up correctly, it'll go like that if you're outputting decimal. If you're outputting math, it'll come out like that. Either way, you can swap over and back regardless of what your setting is by hitting the SD button. Okay, in 3 different ways. 0.416 reoccurring, 0.4166666 until it runs out of digits in the calculator, and the exact answer, which is a fraction. So we're going to write down this one here, 0.416 ... Okay, the next one is already decimal for us, and then we have 3/8. Three over 8. 0.375. Okay. Now it says to start with the lowest as we're putting them in order. So that will be this one, which is this number here. Now next up is 0.4. Next up, be careful, that 6 is in the third place. It's what's in the second place that counts. So this 1 makes this the lowest as opposed to 5. So 5/12. And then finally, we're going to the number 0.45, which the leading 0 before the decimal is optional, but it looks better to put it in. Okay, so that's our answer there. We push on to part B. Vigo is 9 years old and his sister Ren is 6 years old. Great. €75 is divided between them in the ratio of their ages. How much money does Vigo get? Okay, so we're going to set up a proportion here with the money for Vigo and the ages for Vigo on the left and Ren represented on the right. Okay, and we'll put the 2 dots between them. So let's write their ages is 9 and 6. And if you add those ages together, you will get a total. And the total is 9 plus 6 is 15. Okay, so we move down and we want to know how much money does Vigo get. Well, the total amount of money being divided out is €75. That's a total. And we're only interested in Vigo, so we can get rid of this. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we're interested in how much money will Vigo get. M for money. Okay, now these are proportional, so we can say there's many ways of writing how we write the proportionality. You can say that M divided by 9 is equal to 75 divided by 15. Okay, that's dividing that way equals dividing that way. But you could also have divided that way equals dividing this way and backwards and so on. There's many ways of doing it. As long as you don't get mixed up with the diagonals, you'll be okay. Even better still is that when you set up a proportion like this with 4 corners, it'll always be the answer that if you multiply the diagonal that you know and divide it by your opposite corner, you get directly to the answer. And that's just skipping a few algebra steps and going straight to the answer. It's great. Okay, of course, 15 into 75 goes 5 times, but we'll do it all in a calculator. So we have a fraction. It's compounded and there's a multiplication up on top, but that's okay. We can do all that multiplication up on top with the calculator. Divide by 15. Okay, so we get that Vigo gets €45. His brother will get €30, but that's his brother Ren gets €30. But we're not asked that, I don't think. Double check. How much money does Vigo get? Another thing, just a reminder, we're in section A here, so generally there aren't that many stings or twists, but when we get on to section B, we'll be extra careful. Okay, that's the end of question 1B. See, question 3A at least, is it? 3A and 3B, so I'll put this down as question 3, and I will see you in the next one.